here to see what's inside my house, everything that's changed in my life, in my budget, in the last 2.5 years or so. We're here with Ian Seabrook, so give him a like, comment, subscribe, and let's go see what's changed. Welcome back. Welcome to my kitchen. As you can see, it looks roughly about the same. Not a whole lot has changed in here. Went out, managed to change the sink fixture, upgraded a number of other fixtures in my house. Really keeping it nice and clean and keeping everything within the status quo. So I recently had a tenant move out. He's moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee to become a professional banjo player, and so you may notice some changes in the furniture here. A lot of that was his. So you come in, you can see we've got my sort of theater room, the living room area. I've got my couch. We kind of got some other seating for watching videos, of course, on the 80-inch TV. This has been the work from home setup throughout the entire pandemic. Right here in this room, we've got my personal desktop, my laptop. This has been the command center for the entire bout of COVID. It's been a really nice area. I've been having tons of space, able to relax, take video calls, do everything that needs to get done in the work from home, working remotely life. So I recently changed jobs. I'm with a new company now, and I got a beefy laptop with that. Oh, and also, would you look at the time? It's almost time to get the chemical PE, so I'm gonna start studying for that here in a minute. I've run out of space in the pantry, and so with my tenants, myself, we've had to actually come in, and we had some racking left over from a project here, so we've just kind of put it in. It's very unsightly. It's not the prettiest racking in the world. This is really for a garage or something like that, but it's been giving us a lot of space to be able to put things and keep the kitchen pretty nice and neat. I now participate in a farm share called Fresh Harvest, where I receive a tote, 1 or 2, every single week with nice fresh vegetables, different things like coffee and whatnot, and I'm supporting all local farms. It's really been pretty unique, and it's a cost that I have merited, which you'll see in the budget. It's about anywhere between $50 and $80 a week, but I get some really, really cool stuff that not a lot of people can get unless you live in Atlanta, and it's dynamic. It changes every week. So it's really something that I've really been using, cooking a lot, and getting some really, really cool stuff from Georgia. So welcome downstairs to my basement. This has been quite the haven in the last couple of years here, especially during the coronavirus pandemic. We've got all different kinds of activities. We've got the shuffleboard table, the pool table, ping pong, chest, this nice wooden chest. This I just found deep in the attic of my home at some point this year. I was just looking around in the far attics of my bedroom, and I found this nice chest in here. Maybe it's haunted, I don't know, but we use it now. So I have one tenant that does reside in the basement. We'll go in here briefly. This is basically a second master bedroom over here. But outside, we've got this nice little bar setup with a really old fridge. You can tell it's really old because it's got the holders for eggs. And it's not bad. Some additional storage space, something to do when we have people over, come on down, make a drink. And we've got a nice full bar. And here we've got another master bedroom. So this is my tenant Patrick lives in here. So out here we've got the bottom of my my deck outside of my house. This is kind of an area where sometimes we hang out when the when the weather's not so great or it's a little too bright. We've had too much sun. We can come down here and kind of hang out. We come down over here. We've got our makeshift fire pit. It's something that I have intentions of leveling this up at some point, but as you guys know, my car is not exactly conducive to be putting cinder blocks and stuff in. So I'll get to that at some point. So out here we've swapped the entire air conditioning system. As you can see, we even got a new slab. And really, this purchase was a no-brainer. So I know it might sound like a lot to say, hey, you put in $4,000 for an air conditioning unit. Now that's installed, took about 8 hours, but really this is an investment because I own this house. So now, not only is the house going to sell faster, in Georgia, you need to have an air conditioning system. There's no way you can't have at least one robust air conditioning system, especially for a house this size. So here we've got the top of the deck to my home. You'll recognize this angle from the last time we had a video. It's a really nice sort of vantage point. It's nice to be outside with a lot of the trees and nature and things like that. A couple different really good areas out here to have a nice tan. And I find it really nice and relaxing to come out here. There's a lot of birds chirping. I've got some owls burrowing down in some trees over there. Kind of bring a nice bout of something dynamic to an otherwise mundane day-to-day. So come on up. You can see my upstairs living quarters. So here we got the guest bathroom. You notice nothing's really changed here. We've got 2 tenant rooms and a guest room as well. Currently nobody lives up here except me, which is quite nice. It's been a nice little break and nice and calm, and I'm in control of the air conditioning. So this is my room. Come on in. It's a lot more spacious than it was last time. I have a lot less stuff in here. And as of course, you remember, I like to stay on the cutting edge of fitness, diet, and diet supplementation. So here I've got my 2 supplement boxes. You can see everything that I keep in here. This is sort of nootropics and other sort of brain chemicals. Here we've got everything else that I need to fill in the holes in the diet. So recently, within the last 6 months or so, I've actually changed my job. So I still work at an engineering firm, just a different one than I previously did. And I'm doing process engineering and a little bit of project management, and I'm actually making a lot more money than I was in the last video. So to about 25%, was actually about 30% increase in my previous salary. So I'll be making a good bit more money now. So some changes I've made in the budget since in the last couple of years or so have effectively been, I've lowered the eating out budget by about 50%. And the main driver for that was, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. Most of my favorite restaurants stopped having dine-in, and a lot of them just closed, unfortunately. So some things I have increased are my grocery budget has gone up, especially by 2 notable factors. One of which is using the Fresh Harvest service, which is a farm share that's operated here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's really an epic service. Effectively every week I pay a fee and I get all different kinds of local vegetables and products from around the Atlanta, Athens, Southern Georgia regions. And additionally, I've recently purchased a coffee subscription. So I've become, in the last couple of years or so, an incredible coffee snob. And so I've been, grinding my own beans and making espresso on a stovetop. So I pay about $20 every 2 weeks or so for just freshly roasted coffee from around the United States. If you'd like to use my trade discount code, see the description down below. I couldn't recommend the Trade Coffee more. It's really a pretty cool subscription, and every couple of weeks you get a brand new coffee. It's really dynamic, keeps you really interested in wanting to drink coffee. Something that has changed in the last couple of years is my eating out budget. So effectively, before it was about $1,000, I think, per month. Now I've cut that about in half, and it's about $500 per month. And my groceries have sort of doubled, so from about $250, I think, to about $500. Of course, some of that is because I am part of the Fresh Harvest service, as well as getting my trade coffee. And I really have just been enjoying cooking more and going out to fewer and fewer restaurants. Additionally, I like to go on cool dates with my girlfriend, and sometimes a lot of that previous budget that has come out of going to eating out has gone into other sort of just frivolities that aren't necessarily around eating. So my sort of fun budgets are still the same, but every month with my additional income, I'm investing a good bit more, as you'll be able to see from the budget breakdown. I put about another $150 a month just into an investment account with a very aggressive investment. And then I have about $300 per month that I just monkey with on my own investments. So that's been giving me a pretty unique opportunity to just increase my wealth by a means that's not just 401k or income. So my new job has effectively a salary, performance bonus, and then a stock options. So it's the salary and the performance bonus are straightforward. It's profitability, and then obviously they give you a chunk of it. But the ESOP is pretty unique. It's a privately owned company, so anytime somebody quits or retires, they sell their shares, and then someone like me is able to buy more. They're purchased for me automatically based on the stock price every year, which has gone up 10.5% every year since 1982. So it's a pretty unique way to make a good bit of extra money, and the structure of the employee-owned company is such that everybody really wants to work hard, because the harder everyone works, the more money everyone makes. So it's a little socialist utopia of working, and it's been a pretty cool experience. My company has a 7% 401k match, And effectively, I do all of that Roth now. So I've sort of made up my mind and have merited in my head that I'd rather pay the taxes now when my taxes are so low than pay them when I am, in my 50s or 60s and finally decide to retire and take that money out. Since the company matches 7%, they're going to match pre-tax or they're going to match post-tax. And so I just take advantage and do all post-tax, exactly 7%, no more, because of the employee stock ownership program. So something else that's really unique about my new job is that there is a cost of living increase every year on my salary, regardless of profitability or other factors such as stock option dividends and performance bonus. Every year my salary goes up 3%, just purely from cost of living. Additionally, I do get rental income, and then I sort of give myself obviously dividends and whatnot that I get from my own investing. So if effectively my budget is based on my yearly income, so we'll call that 100%. Then I immediately take out about 20% for taxes, which sucks. Then I have my Roth 401k at 7%, and then I keep my my Wealthfront investment account gets $300 a month, so that's 3.6%, and then my personal investments get 2% per month. Additionally, after that, I pay my mortgage, which is about 10%. It's a little bit, just under 10, it's a little bit less than that. And then I have my, just general housing and life bills. So your phone, electricity, gas, water, internet, our trash fee, as well as what I'm calling a maintenance or repairs budget to my house, which is for the last year is effectively the air conditioning unit. And then I have supplies as well. So that's paper towels, toilet paper, different kind of things I keep around my house. After that, I've categorized my budget into effectively an entertainment/personal budget, which is a bit more complex. It's effectively got all of my subscriptions, Amazon Prime, some podcasts that I donate to, my monthly budget for getting my hair cut. I do shop for clothes couple times maybe a month, maybe once, twice a month. Additionally, I have a budget for dry cleaning. Then something else that I keep that's kind of new is I've been tracking all of the gifts that I've been giving everyone over the course of the year. So that includes all Christmas, birthdays, Valentine's Day, things like that, anniversary and whatnot. And so I've quantified that into a budget and then how much I intend to spend every year. So that's categorized in there. Additionally, I have my LA Fitness membership, which I pay $11.63 per month. I got locked into that rate in 2014, so that's kind of never going to beat that, so that's amazing. Additionally, I have my American Express fee. I have an American Express Platinum card, so $500 per year fee. And my Costco membership. So those are what I would call my entertainment/personals. Subsequently, I have my food budget, which is effectively categorized in two main areas, which is eating out and groceries. So within that groceries budget, I have a lot less. I also have an additional coffee subscription, which I pay about $20 every 2 weeks, and then my Fresh Harvest farm share, which we've spoken about. All that together comes out to be about just under 10% of my budget per month, which is, if you'll recall from the last video, a lot less. Then, of course, I have my transportation costs, which is just my car insurance and fuel. Fortunately, my car is pretty fuel efficient since it's a 2-liter engine. And my insurance is really cheap because the car is so old. So I pay about $600 per year in car insurance and about what I've calculated to be $900 a year in gasoline. Then I have my final portion of my budget, which is about 5%, is the health budget. And that is my insurance that I kind of have to pay, which is $45 each pay period, so it's about $100 a month. And then I have my allergy medicine, which I effectively have to take from January to April, and then all of my dietary supplements, which come in at about 2.5% of my total budget. And that includes things like protein powder, all of the supplements I take daily, as well as some of my specific travel things. That is the first chunk of my budget. The second, which leaves me with exactly 24% remaining off of my original budget after all of my taxes and expenses, what I like to call discretionary income at that point is used 100% for travel. And so that's characterized in flights, hotels, rental cars, Ubers, and then what I'll call indiscriminate, which is effectively buying gifts and souvenirs and things for people that I have an extra pool of money for outside of the souvenirs, food, and whatnot budget. And so that, like I said, is about the last 24% of my budget. Yeah, so in the consulting industry, one of the biggest benefits is really being able to go ahead and travel for work. What that effectively allows me to do is constantly be accruing Delta, Marriott, and national rental car points and status. And so it's really important to, and I would recommend this to everyone, is to find an airline, find a hotel chain, and find a rental car company and stick with them. Because what you're able to do is every single time you travel, whether it be for work, for personal, you're able to get more and more status. Because of the amount of consulting travel that I've had to do in the last year, especially during the pandemic, I have guaranteed myself platinum status for last year, this year, next year, and 2023 for Delta Airlines. So effectively 4 years in a row of platinum status with just 1 year of travel. Obviously there were some little hacks and things in there that I've done with my credit card and different allocating of expenses. But additionally, I have executive elite status at National Rental Car, which is pretty cool. Effectively, anywhere I go, I can get a Chevrolet Tahoe or a Jaguar F-Pace or something like that. And it costs me no more than getting a Honda Civic. And with Marriott, I have Titanium Elite status all of last year. I'll have it for all of this year. And that, although is the least, definitely the least beneficial status, it does allow me to get the perks such as a free night, as well as pay with points and several different discounts. I get a free welcome item every time I go to Marriott. I get guaranteed free breakfast, things like that aren't really expensive costs. It probably costs $8 for a bottle of water, or maybe $9 for a breakfast ticket. But over time, those things add up. And you are always on the priority upgrade list for both Delta and Marriott. I can't remember the last time I've flown with Delta and didn't at least get a Comfort Plus upgrade. I would say the total value, it's obviously not it's not a tangible benefit, but I would say just the general value in having platinum status with Delta is effectively going to be about $100 a flight because of the free upgrades. That really adds up. I took 70 flights in 2020, so that's approximately, $7,000 of just benefit at Delta Airlines. Additionally, with National Rental Car, especially for longer trips, with the status, it's nice, like I said, to, you're able to, let's say I want to go to California and travel up the US, the Highway 1. I'm doing it in a much nicer car for a much cheaper fee. So those are really intangible benefits, but if you were to value them at the value of the car you're paying, it's probably double. So let's say you go for a week, $350 to rent a car, you really got a $700 car for $350. So overall, that could add up anywhere from, I would say, $1,000 to $10,000 a year just having the benefits. So, some of the ways that my goals have changed a little bit in the last couple of years are, originally I just wanted to, in 10 years or so, have my own little engineering firm with a bunch of friends, and we would just do sort of small projects and stuff. Now that I've been in the industry for a little bit longer, I'm pretty interested in perhaps just staying at the company I'm at and just getting an executive position. It seems like it could be an effective way to maybe retire in my late 50s or so with with a nice bunch of money, and by then have just tons of PTO and a really, just relaxed executive position rather than doing any, engineering grunt work and whatnot. So that still kind of remains to be seen. It's still a bit hazy. I still think there's a great opportunity in maybe opening up a small, autonomous little firm, something where you'd have, maybe 10, 15 engineers and a couple administrative personnel and call it a day, or if it's worth staying at a big company.